When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
All right, what's going on, Boise State fans? BJ Rains here. I'm with Matt Bauscher. We had to come do this interview in person today, Matt, with the history that was made last night. The first time one of my sponsors and show hosts has been ejected from Extra Mile Arena. So we're going to talk about that. We know a lot of people are wanting to do it. So we had to come do this interview in person. We were at the world headquarters here of Bauscher Real Estate, right? So how you doing, man?
Doing good.
Your phone been blowing up at all? Or
quite a few hundreds of messages, yes.
I guess just let's just get it out of the way. Take us back to last night. Officiating crew, tough game. Obviously, walk us through from your perspective what happened.
The game went good. I thought we had good energy coming out. We were joking around with the refs all night. Vern, a guy 3 seats down, 4 seats down. He said, "Did you graduate at Wyoming?" Vern laughs and said, "I got my bachelor's degree there. I got my master's degree from Wyoming." I mean, it was lighthearted. There was no warning to me or any of us that were, getting intense and heckling. No curse words, nothing like that. No warning. He goes to the bench, the scores table, and we're all talking like, are they doing a delay a game? Are they going to warn or something that happened? And next thing I know, our guys are coming over to say, "Hey, I got to go." And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I mean, playing in college and going on the road to some of these Fresno State, New Mexico, Utah States, we were so PG. I mean, it was crazy for them to be,
And you didn't cuss? You're saying there was no physical contact?
Cameras, 50 witnesses. Somebody said that the ref told the scores taper, "What did he say?" And he said nothing. And that I tried to trip him, and I go, "Pull out 100 cameras." I would never try to trip him. I was never even within 10 feet of him. So a lot of it didn't make sense. I really haven't got a.
And I will say this: you sit pretty close to press row, and I'm not trying to defend you here, but you don't use profane language that I hear. You don't, go over the top. You're passionate about your team. You voice your displeasure. And sure, there were a couple of calls last night, but you didn't think you did anything to deserve getting kicked out? Or
no, I mean, I've never got a technical foul in a collegiate or professional game. I've never been kicked out of a high school collegiate professional game. And to me, I mean, it was unfortunate, but I'm glad the team rallied. And somebody wrote, "I'm a sacrificial lamb." That the refs had an off night, and I don't know if they took it out on that, but they were rough. I mean, we rewatched some of the highlights. They missed a lot of calls. They weren't themselves last night.
No. What we will give here's the full screen here. You were asked to leave, and when you were asked to leave, you started firing up the crowd, man.
Yeah.
You had some people booing, some people cheering for what actually happened.
I think they were booing the refs.
And then you start slapping people 5 on the way out. Here you're firing up the crowd.
I wanted to get the crowd going because my energy was going to be gone, and our crowd was so good last night. I mean, talking to a lot of people within the program, the crowd was amazing. I mean, if we want a top 25 team, we need to have top 25 support. There's no hiding it. And our 8,300 fans that showed up last night, I can't tell you how many people told me they lost their voices, their hands hurt from clapping. That made a difference. We won by 1 possession. I mean, that made a difference. Leon will tell you, the coaching staff will tell you, the athletic department will tell you, the fans matter. The students came out in full force. And when they go on the road, they're up against all this. So I think what the fans brought was incredible. And you look at where we're at, I mean, unbelievable what the team has accomplished.
Now, Brian is saying how much time was left in the game when you were booted. It was 2:46 on the clock. And at this point, Boise State was trailing in the game. Now, this was right when they hit the free throws. They hit the three-pointer, right, and got fouled. So folks are paying attention to the game. Hit the three-pointer, got fouled.
Stuck his leg out.
That put Wyoming into the lead.
And they made his free throw, so they were up by 3?
Up by 2, 60 to 58. So then you're firing up the crowd. You walk out. Abu Kijab comes down, posts his guy up, ties the game. Kijab hits the free throws. It was a personal 7-0 run.
Yeah, 7-0.
7-0 run for Boise State after you. So do you? I mean, I know that wasn't your intent to get kicked out, but you were.
No, I don't want any credit.
On your way out, you were firing up the crowd and trying. And the way it worked out, it helped with the win.
No, I'm extremely passionate in things I believe in, and I'm extremely passionate about my family, my business, and I'm extremely passionate about Boise State. I love Boise State, and this will never happen again.
I was going to ask if your wife had a talk with you or anything.
Oh, she's not happy. She wasn't at the game. If you weren't at the game, you don't get what was happening. I mean, it wasn't everybody was shocked. I can't tell you how many hundreds of messages they're like, dude, that sensitive, yada yada. But it'll never happen again. I'm very glad we won, and we're one win away from going undefeated in the month of January. We have not lost since November.
We haven't lost since we started this show, man. You mentioned the crowd. It was a season high crowd. Here's Coach Leon Rice last night talking about the crowd.
Leon, what do you think of the crowd tonight?
Oh, it was great. The energy of it was awesome. I thought everybody gave everything they had. Guys were given the crowd gave a lot tonight. The crowd was terrific. I mean, guys were getting thrown out and doing all they could to help this team, and proud of that.
I was going to ask you, can we call this the Matt Bauscher game?
Yes, this is officially I didn't even know that it happened. I didn't see it. But, yeah, I don't know what I can say legally about that. I don't want to get thrown out myself, so I can't say anything. It's probably, if Vern did it, it's probably a good play.
But 8,200 fans was the season high. And I don't know, man. I mean, I know you missed the very ending, but it was getting pretty loud there. And I just kept thinking, man, this is great. But look at the third deck still being empty. If you could fill that third deck, how crazy could Extra Mile Arena be?
It would be amazing. Put it in perspective too. And I'm as competitive as anybody in the world. I want it full. But the kennel in Gonzaga, it holds 6,000 people. Duke is 9,200 at Cameron. The fans showed up last night. The people that were there got an amazing game. They got an amazing environment. The guys were so jacked with adrenaline with that crowd. You talk about poor Marcus, his ankle's the size of a baseball, and the guy's fighting and they're tired, and all the games they've played and had to be faced against, and that crowd gives them that energy. Speaking when I'm out there, it gives you that extra energy to get that extra rebound and take that charge and all the little things we did. And this team is tough as nails. I'm so impressed with their character, their will, their perseverance. They don't waver. It's incredible to see.
And again, they got out rebounded and they got outshot, and they had the 11-point lead, and then it starts slipping away a little bit. They go back up and go for the lead. What did you do when you got? Where'd you go? Did you go straight to your car? Or what'd you do?
No, I can't say where I watched.
You did see the end of the game, maybe, or okay?
Yeah, can't talk.
But just just the way the game ended, and they ended up, Max Rice misses 2 free throws. It gives Wyoming a chance, and then 2 seconds left. Linder's going to draw up a good play, and they had the 3-pointer there, and it rimmed out, and everybody went home happy. But certainly some drama there at the end.
Yeah, none of these are easy. You talk about some of the games we went through, and you're talking Shaver, game winner at Utah State, which I was able to be in the stands for that. And, man, that crowd is crazy. The whole arena would have got kicked out on that crowd. But and then we win at San Diego State with our incredible defense. We've won at New Mexico. We've won at Nevada. We've already beat Fresno State. Now we got to go to their place. And then you beat a 15-2 Wyoming team. And hats off to Jeff Linder. What he has done in Laramie is astounding. He's doing a great job.
That game next week in Laramie.
They're a problem. They're
tough.
A really good team.
David's asking if we can see a replay and a play-by-play commentary of the kickout. I don't think I have the kickout, but we do have a couple highlights here we can play and talk about them, Matt. Our Mladen Armouche in the first half puts it back in here, the and one that really got the crowd into it. And then on the next
possession, that was his only foul. That was Ike's only foul, and they didn't take him out. Ike played 40 minutes, and that was the only foul call.
Here he is posterizing them. Number 21 there gets the and one. The Beast did come up pretty big in this game, but in the second half, he got the foul trouble there, and that did hurt him.
Yeah, that fourth foul.
5 seconds.
Watch the replay 4 times. Don't think there was any contact there, but before he could get subbed out, they got him another one.
Najee Smith, a couple of huge shots, and here's the final play. The
good
pass,
switch by Shaver to get a hand up.
The ball hits the rim and misses, and Boise State wins the game. The fans celebrate.
That was a great play call by Linder, and thank goodness Shaver saw it, immediately switched, and look at that contest. Gets a great contest. You see he sticks his leg out? He puts his leg above his belly button on this shot that he was doing before and getting calls. He goes
he
over,
did try to kick
he does it every time, and that's what I'm saying. He's extending his leg, and they gave him 2 3-point calls on that, flipping the refs. Unfortunate, but that was a great job by Shaver to go vertical and get a hand up.
And you mentioned Shaver's ankle. Leon Rice played him the entire second half because that was a scary moment when he went down. He got carried off the court, didn't put a single thing on it. I thought he was done for the game. And you're thinking, okay, we've talked like this team they can't have a serious injury, or this totally changes things if Marcus Shavers broke his ankle or hurt his knee or whatever. And for him to kind of limped back out there in the second half, and he played the whole second half, and he wasn't himself. I mean, it was obvious, but he was out there. He had one nice driving layup at a spot. But Leon said he didn't want to take him out because he didn't want his ankle to swell up. You obviously, were banged up, dealt with some things. What's that take for Marcus Shaver to battle through that? And we saw him put an ankle brace on and just kind of tough it out.
Yeah, tough. It's so tough for him to go out there. I mean, he could have sat out, and his presence out there, they still respected it. He still made a huge impact, and it was what we needed, especially with, the foul trouble issues and some of the challenges we had. But he's going to be hurting today really bad. And that's where the guys that don't get the credit is the athletic trainer staff, our weight strength coach. These guys are doing such a good job. I mean, such a good job. Today it's going to be treatment. Tomorrow's going to be treatment. They're going to fly out tomorrow for the game Friday. And those are the behind the scenes, the athletic department, getting the crowd, getting corralled, doing the promotions, the guys that never get credit. And they're a huge part of this win streak. And
we keep talking about it, and I hate to keep going back to Devonair Dutrieve getting booted from the team, but him leaving opened the door for Tyson Degenhardt. So if you spin it that way, what Tyson Degenhardt has done, 14 points last night, 2 of 4 from three-point range. And again, who would have thought beginning of the season when you're down 2 or 3 midway through the second half and you need a big bucket, you get the ball in the paint to Tyson Degenhardt, but he's become a multi-dimensional guy. He can hit the three. He can post guys up. What do you make of the freshman and his impact on this team?
I am so excited that he is a freshman. So one of the guys I brought with me last night, he hasn't really seen him in person, and he's asked if he was a senior. When I said Tyson's a freshman, he goes, "You got to be kidding me." His poise, his patience, he is going to be a player you build an entire program around. He's that good, and he's a great person, and he brings great energy, and he's a great teammate. And to land and get a recruit like Tyson, it literally changes a program.
What else stands out to you about this team? We saw Max Rice. That's now 2 games in a row. He's hit a 3. Maybe he's starting to get going. We saw Pavle Kuzmanovic finally get out there for a couple minutes. Lucas Milner played a little bit, but in a game where Marcus Shaver scores 5 points and Emmanuel Acott scores 5 points, and you still win against a top 70 KenPom team. And this team it's a different guy every time, and they keep finding ways to get it done. And the defense, again, you hold a team like Wyoming that averages almost 80 points a game, and they just scored 93 in their last game to 62 points, and they only make 6 threes. I mean, we talk about the same stuff every week, but the same stuff keeps getting more and more impressive.
Boise State legend Chris Childs wrote that it reminds him of the 07-08 team, which I was blessed enough to be a captain on that team. And it reminds me of it too. I mean, everyone is buying in. There's no superstar, but everyone has so much pride on defense that they take it personally. And you can see it out there. They take it so personally. You're not going to score on me. And that's resulting into victories. I mean, it really is. They have so much. They didn't get an easy bucket. They had like 2 easy buckets, I think, the whole game. I mean, this team just scored 90 points the game before.
Yep, 93.
And we hold them to, 60. So, that's what's good about March. The thing I think we need to go, and it's no secret, is our depth. And when you're playing 3 games in 3 days, and I can speak from it, day 3 in the championship, I played 53 games in a triple overtime after playing 40 on Thursday and 40 on Friday. So we're going to need the Najees, the Maxes, the Pavles, the Milners to give us some quality minutes to pull off 3 wins in 3 days.
Fans are starting to slowly buy in. Are we? Is this, a lot can still happen, but is this an NCAA tournament team, Matt? Are we going to see this team dancing in March?
No question. This team will be in the tournament. No one else wants to talk about it. They got to focus on tomorrow and today, but this will be an NCAA tournament team without a doubt. They're 16-4. They got some amazing quad 1 wins. We're 7-0 in conference. And I told you from the get-go, I think a 14-4, 15-3 team wins the Mountain West.
And it doesn't get any easier on Friday on the road. If the Fresno game, everybody remembers, was a tie game with like 4 minutes left. Marcus Shaver hit a 3 and another huge shot at the top of the key, and they were able to come back and win that game against Fresno State. But you go on the road, they got one of the best players in the country in Orlando Robinson, and then now they've added that Wyoming game back in next Thursday. So we thought this stretch was almost over, but it just keeps going back on the road again at Fresno, at Wyoming. But so far, Boise State, it hasn't mattered. This train just keeps on rolling.
And I like the game plan. You look at some of the adjustments when they went down. The big guy got his in the first half. He didn't get anything, Ike, in the second half. And then you don't leave the shooters and get them going. You make one guy beat him, and you dig, and you do some of that 3-quarter deny. And I thought the game plan was great to limit those guys to what they did and limit their shots, and none of them had a rhythm. We'll have a great scheme and a great game plan for Friday, and I'm excited to watch it.
Mike saying Kejab proclaimed they're going all the way on the mic after the game last night. hope they follow through. Hunter saying Najee Smith was a problem for Wyoming right now. He does something different every game to help the team win. Jordan saying, talk about the crowd impact at home. What about for Vegas? Tourney tickets are on sale. They're actually already on sale, I believe, Jordan, but it would be nice if you're thinking, if you've never been to the Mountain West tournament or you're thinking of going, you might have a chance to see 2 or 3 games with this team. That would be fun. This guy does say, love your passion, Matt. Nobody loves the program more than you, but you can't get kicked out.
I agree. I won't get kicked out again, Joe. I 100% agree. My mom agrees too. It won't happen again.
Well, final thing, just 13 in a row, going for the school record, 14 on Friday at Fresno. It's a late game, 9 p.m. start, so you can go out to dinner, do whatever you would do on a Friday, get your kids to bed, and settle in for a 9 p.m. tip-off on Fox Sports 1. But it's pretty impressive when we keep saying hopefully next week we're talking about more wins, and we keep doing it. I mean, we've literally never lost since we started this show, Matt. But what do you make of them going for 14 and trying to continue now 6-3 in quads 1 and 2? They moved up to number 37 in the net. So each one of these games, they continue to just pad that resume a little bit more, and another big opportunity on Friday for a quad 1 win.
And a lot of top 25 votes. And I think with a win at Fresno, there's a really good argument. You see Andy Katz and some of the big names putting Boise State all over the radar. They're projected 11 seed in the tournament. So they're on people's radar, and people are going to be coming after them too. I mean, everybody's going to want to knock off the undefeated team in the Mountain West. So they're going to get everybody's shot now being in that first position.
Well, he's Matt Bauscher. We appreciate his insight. I know you guys appreciate his passion for Bronco Nation. And if we could get, even 10 Matt Bauschers on the sidelines there, getting after it, I think that the intensity in Extra Mile Arena would be even better. So hopefully the crowds continue to build, Matt. Hopefully the energy continues to build. It was a lot of fun last night, and appreciate you coming on. You could have ducked us and not wanted to talk about it, but we appreciate it. And you heard it from here. It will not happen again. But I think 99% of the fans loved it, and we'll just leave it at that. But appreciate it, Matt. Thanks, man, for doing this as always. Hope folks will check out BauscherRealEstate.com, Matt Bauscher Real Estate, for all your real estate needs moving forward. And again, appreciate you for checking out the show. We will talk to you later here at Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com.
Go Broncos.